Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP possible from the Mandeville Gold Saucer every Friday each week when judging begins in the Gold Saucer for the Fashion Report minigame. This is week 331 and this time the theme is Weekend Warden. The individual clues include Guardian's Garb for your chest piece, Devil in Denim for your legs, Ride the Tides for our feet, and for our left ring slot, Cute as a Button. In this video we have a 100 score as well as an 80 with dies as well as some easy 80 options including for free trial players as well. Without further ado, let's get onto this video, starting of course with the 100. For the chess piece, you will need to actually do the Endwalker dungeon Vanaspati. This has no other alternatives, but any role will work, so fending, maiming, striking, you name it, whatever role chess piece you have from Vanaspati will actually work for gold rating in this slot, and I don't believe there are any alternatives to this slot. Moving on to the legs then, I personally went for the hempen breeches. The main reason for this is because it's most easily accessible to free trial players and pretty much everyone in the game. In fact, you can get this from low-level city-state armor vendors, such as our good friend Gwalter in the Sapphire Avenue exchange of Uldar's Steps of Thal, for just 45 gil, very hard to argue with. Alternatives include the Spring Bottoms, which is actually from the NPC Kasumi in the Gold Saucer, for acquiring over 600 points in total over multiple Fashion Report weeks. So if you want to go get that, you can buy that from her. And I believe the Tantalus Breeches, which is the 150 days veteran reward, will also work for gold this week. For the feet then, this is another dungeon locked piece of gear. For the best in slot piece then, you're going to need any of the Shisui feet, or at least I think any of them will work. I haven't tested all of them. The fending, maiming, striking, scouting, aiming and healing ones certainly do, but I'm not entirely sure about things like casting. There is another way of doing this though with the Fair Zori, which is actually from either the cash shop as part of the Fair outfit, or of course you got this originally in 2017 as a Moonfire Fair event in the game. And of course you can get this back from a Calamity Salvager if you've misplaced it and you were taking part in that event. But yeah, most of those feet, obviously from the Shisui the Violet Tides, will work. Again, not sure if all of them will work, so slight disclaimer there. And then finally for this 100, of course, for our Cute as a Button left ring slot, you can go for either any of the Vortex rings. So again, this is from the Howling Eye on extreme difficulty, which is actually something that's very easily unsinkable, even by free trial players. Of course, the free trial goes up to level 70, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue because it's level 50 content. There's also the Judgment rings of any role as well. That's from the Striking Tree, which is Ramu on extreme. And then you've also got the Augmented Shire Preceptors ring specifically for 280 elegant tomestones of poetics, which will also work. And then finally, I believe the Meteor Survivor ring will work, which is from a quest called The Adventure of the Fainting Goldsmith. If you've ever done that and have that particular ring, my personal pick would probably be just to quickly unsync Garuda on extreme, go in there, smash her, and get yourself a ring. But that's the 100 score, not too bad, but of course requiring you to do 2 dungeons might already make you go, is it worth it? So let's move on to the dies. There's actually 2 dies in particular here that are slightly more elevated in terms of difficulty than the rest, which of course is Pearl White die on any weapon and any gloves in the game. But beyond that, we have Salmon Pink on both any helm in the game and any feet in the game, which isn't too bad because that's NPC vendor purchased. Cobalt Brown is a crafted die that's on any chest in the game, and finally Peacock Blue, which is actually from the Amalja Beast Tribe vendors for just over 300 gil actually in a Realm Reborn areas, and that needs to be dyed on any legs in the game. The dies aren't terrible, but we can obviously do better with what we have learned. And of course, if we combine in this example here the Hempen Breeches, which again is from Gwalter or any other low level vendor in any starting city-state, we can of course buy the Hempen Breeches, and then we can combine that with 2 dies for our helm and our feet, because of course Salmon Pink is NPC vendor purchased for 40 gil. dye any helm in the game salmon pink, any feet in the game salmon pink, and then purchasing the hempen breeches for 45 gil will actually get you 80 points as long as you have filled every single slot. Of course, another way of doing the easy 80 beyond that, if you have just any 2 items from a 100, that would also work. For example, if we had those hempen breeches or any of those legs and we combine that with a vortex ring, that would work just fine as well if you want a quick solution. But yeah, there's a very good option pretty much for everybody this week, so nobody should be left out, including free trial players. Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Of course, there will be a link in the description to the Reddit thread where this is theorized each and every week. Go give it some love, and I will indeed see you all next time. Bye-bye.